James chapter 1, verses 2 to 4 are probably some of the most profound and important verses that I've come across when it comes to the topic of suffering. And these are really good ones to have just locked down in your head, because someday you're going to get a phone call, you're going to get some sort of news that is just going to pull the rug from under your feet. Suffering is going to come your way. That's a reality of the world. And we've talked a little bit in the previous videos about what it means to consider it pure joy when you face these trials of many kinds, and what these trials of many kinds are, how you can consider it such, what the perseverance is that you get out of suffering. They're really, really great verses, but there's one wee little bit at the end that I think is a great and very important to actually caveat to the whole thing, and that is verse 4, where it says, "Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." So, having thought about what it means to consider it pure joy when you face trials of many kinds, this little bit that says, "Let perseverance finish its work," reminds us that the good stuff that God brings out of suffering, the way that God redeems it and make good things come from it, that is not necessarily automatic. That you kind of have to work alongside God and let Him work through the suffering, because if you go through something, the choice that's in your mind is to either continue to be faithful to God, to follow Him and to serve Him and to love Him and to honor and trust Him, or you can shun Him and say, okay, because God is letting me go through this thing, then He mustn't love me, or He mustn't whatever, and insert doubt there. That's a choice that you have to make. Obviously there is a right choice, choosing to be faithful to God, but that is difficult, and that's why it says, "Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." God wants to work in us through suffering, but we need to let Him. And whenever we do, it says, "Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." I kind of wrestled with this wee phrase a little bit. I might be wrong on it, but whenever it's saying about being mature and complete, not lacking anything, I initially thought that it's not about being perfect, but about having a faith that continues to grow. But actually, for us as Christians, there is an end goal, where Philippians 1:6, it reminds us that He who began a good work in you will bring it to completion on the day of Christ. So this end goal is the point where our sin is gone, we're fully sanctified, we're made like Jesus in the new creation, there's no more sin. And so that is the goal, sinlessness, perfection. That's what we're striving towards, and perseverance is needed in the journey to that. Perseverance is needed for life as we go through life trying to be faithful to Jesus. Perseverance does the work of making us more mature, but once perseverance has finished its work, once we see Jesus face to face and there's no more need for perseverance, then perseverance will have completed its work, making you mature, fully developed in your faith and your sanctification, mature and complete, not lacking anything. So this is the trajectory that we're on as Christians, and this is what we're striving for, I think. This video was one of a series of videos I'm doing on the book of James, so if you enjoyed it, then here's another one that you might enjoy, or here's another video that you might like. But thank you for being here, I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. God bless.